For decades, energy has been the most strategic resource globally. Things seem to be shifting a little now with geopolitical battles being fought over technology, and in the recent times, artificial intelligence and its exports getting stopped because of geopolitical reasons. In India, we have seen this film before. You may remember the time that cryogenic engine
Yeah,
and the supercomputers were denied to India,
yeah.
and we learned to build it. Do you think we're seeing the same thing again?
Well, I think it's not the same thing, but certainly technology seems to have been weaponized by governments.
Would you
Particularly,
like to just remind our young viewers of what happened back then with cryogenic engines and supercomputers?
well, for example, we didn't have access to a supercomputer. And importing it meant overcoming many of the controls that were enforced, that were put in place. So even for what I would call non-strategic purposes, like weather forecasting, I mean, the access to a supercomputer became a luxury for us. Those days, of course, supercomputers were huge and large. They should occupy an entire room. But I remember the huge celebration, big front page newspaper headline used to be when the first supercomputer arrived. And it arrived after considerable, consultation, negotiations, conditional. So I think we have gone through that stage, and today we are seeing the latest, artificial intelligence model being withdrawn from anybody who is not an American,
Including non-Americans working in
non-American
the
who are
same
working in the
companies in
same
the US.
company. So now it's a new phase where technology is being weaponized, and I'm just wondering, where will it lead us to? So far, we have not. India as a country has not focused, apart from the exception of Sarvam, not focused on building artificial intelligence models within the country. We are focused more on creating use cases, and creating a kind of an AI public infrastructure. But I think a time has come where we start looking at how we can use our natural advantages to counter this trend of technology being used as a weapon. And for example, is it possible for India to use data as a tool to negotiate terms with other countries? India is sitting on a huge amount of data. So is that data a tool for India to negotiate terms with those countries who are not giving us technology in certain areas?
Wasn't this the lesson that we learned in the 80s and the 70s and the 90s that,
This
if
is
they're going to deny you technology, you build it on your own? And, the Americans have been doing it, let's say, for similar reasons with China when it came to certain chips, semiconductor chips. And now this technology has become the latest frontier.
absolutely. But please remember that in the past, such instances, we understood the message, but I think action was not commensurate with the kind of lessons that we drew. So we did, for example, in the 1980s, we created a Semiconductor Corporation of India in Chandigarh. Now, what has happened to that? It's now been privatized, it's gone to some private company, but we don't hear much about that. We are into the chip manufacturing. We have made some progress, but there's a catch up going on right now on artificial intelligence models, building LLM models. We are still a long way, far off from where we should be. The question is that can we expect that high technology will have a movement in favor of open source technologies? I don't know. I mean, the Chinese have produced some open source technology in artificial intelligence. The deep Seek is one of them.
So, a lot of this discussion seems to be about China. So, in a way, artificial intelligence seems to have become the strategic technology of 21st century, just like nuclear technology was in the 20th century or space tech was during the Cold War. Is artificial technology the same now?
It's not the same. It's become a major tool for even for strategic independence, strategic negotiations. If you have if you have the combined might of AI and the data, I think you are a powerful force today.